Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us. Sir, what happened? Why did we miss?
Sean,
Let's get right to it. What happened?
I guess it's still a continuing, saga of declines. However, if you compare it, for example, for entire period of 2015, when total year exports declined by 5.8%, declining by almost 4% really shows some kind of recovery already, actually.
I have to ask about China, sir, and also the slowdown which has affected our exports. Apart from the obvious story that China, I mean, what other global drivers might there be that are actually causing a drag on our export performance right now?
Well, apart from China, it's not just China, because remember, we are part of global production networks. And this trade, about 60% of global trade are in intermediate goods. We are part of that global value chain. So this kind of contagion affects us because China, being a big manufacturing hub, does not absorb as much imports. So actually, if you look at our other major trading partners, their imports are also down. And the Philippines is actually only one of a few countries that have suffered only single-digit declines. If you look at Indonesia, Hong Kong, China, Japan, Taiwan, they have declined double digits in exports as well.
So, Senen, we are doing relatively well, I guess, compared to other countries. However, we still do need to stick to our targets if you want to achieve our growth rates. Is there a game plan in here?
There is a game plan. The President approved the Philippine Export Development Plan 2015 to 2017. We do have key and emerging sectors that we have identified there. So looking over the long term, we see that we're going to be able to start snapping back in 2016. For key export sectors, for example, processed food and beverages, motor vehicle parts, coconut, which is down, is also part of that as well. BPOs or BPMs are actually going to be on the upside. For emerging products, we're looking, for example, at fish, preserved and processed.
So that would fall under agri as well, right?
Yes, that's right.
So we were checking the chart earlier. I'm sure you saw
yes.
It kind of suffered a lot. Does El Niño, and I was asking JP, did El Niño factor into that?
Oh, certainly, yes. El Niño has factored a lot into that. But I think the good news is that the effects of El Niño are going to start to wane pretty soon. But then we're looking for La Niña.
Yeah.
So in a way, that's a kind of good news.
The girl follows the boy.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, so then the question I guess I have is also, I mean, we've tried to do a lot to jumpstart exports and trade data. But when you look at it from the Philippine perspective and also the global's perspective, it's been pretty much mute, as we mentioned. I mean, is it really just a matter of just riding out this particular dampening or the stagnation in global trade trade figures, or are there other things that the Philippines can actually do to help, I guess, alleviate the symptoms of a stagnant trade?
Very good question. Actually, the Philippine Export Development Plan has 8 strategies. And among those 8 strategies is actually for innovation and quality. And these are the things that I think will be able to really jumpstart the Philippine exports even more over the next 3 years.
Interesting. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Senen. And looking forward to when the PEDP kicks in.